Oh, there you are. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hi. This is Alex S. Johnson. I'm gonna read to you from a piece that. Hang on. Yeah. Kind of just. Kind of just distracting myself. My dad's back in the hospital. He's had to go to the ER again, and I'm gonna get my fucking hat. And we are back. So, so the thing I'm gonna read to you now is holy shit. Okay, there we go. Um, and I decided to rock the Motorhead shirt because, as you'll see, it's appropriate to the subject of the this piece. This is published in Morbid Curiosity magazine by Lauren Rhodes, and I think that personally it should have been included in the best of. Morbid Curiosity Sings the Blues, which featured actually this artwork, and I don't know why I was excluded, but that's neither here nor there. That happens a lot. Actually, um, this issue also features a piece by my great good friend, now no longer with us, Jordan Gallagher, writing under the name of Jordan Cochran, which was the name of her the character in the film Real Genius, starring Val Kilmer, that was based on her. Um, there's also pieces by Michael Hemmingson, Jasmine Sailing, um, Hugh LeBlanc, Layla Wendell, the acclaimed um, necromancer and um, necrophile, who did the cover for my own book, Axis of Evil, a heavy metal horror anthology. So this is kind of, then there's Dana Fredstein. Blessed are the contributors. Let's see. Um, see anybody I recognized? Um, okay, so thanks to Dylan Stewart, Dark Delicacies, Layla and Daniel at the Westgate. Special thanks to, let's see, Dean Estes, Michael Hunter. Deeper appreciations to Brian, Dana Fredstein. Um, 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 and there's more thanks to Dana, Brian, Lee, Cloud, and Benjamin Scalia for reading at Dark Delicacies. Finally, let me express my awe of Jasmine Sailing, Bruce Young, Michael Hemmingson, Jeffrey Stott, Gene, and Claude for telling their stories. Um, and when she received this, Lauren said that this was kind of got into her head. How did Alex S. Johnson get into her head? This Morbid Curiosity magazine has also featured the likes of Brian Keene, and um, anyway, this is a This is a true collector's item. I read from this that with Lauren and several of the contributors um, 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 at the Museum of Death in Hollywood in 2000, the year 2000. So now, without further ado, Tweek Monsters. And I find it kind of almost terrifying and remarkable that that Tweek Monsters follows Jordan Gallagher's Sherilyn Wiener's piece, Not Quite a Spider, My Experiment in Cutting. At this point, I had lost track of, you know, my dear friend Jordan Gallagher, who died in 2020, and I had no idea that this is. At the time, I had no idea that she also was. I remember we talked about Real Genius, then that character, but I'd never really paid attention, or to the fact that you know, Jordan Cochran is the character that was based on, you know, Sherry Jordan Gallagher in the film Real Genius. So that is that's incredible, because we lost touch until about 2015, 2016. Now, without further ado, Tweek Monsters for John Skip, who does not like me, so that's neither here nor there. Madness, utter madness. Like a shade of the late Anton LaVey jamming on jazz numbers with the currently imprisoned Death Dr. Kevorkian, also a jazz buff. First of all, my girlfriend tried to tell me there are no Tweek Monsters. She gently remonstrated me, as they would put it in a piece of Southern Victoriana. She pleaded with her eyes, fluttering her lashes with almost pornographic intensity. There are no Tweek Monsters. She passed her hands across my peripheral vision several times, then asked me to concentrate on the floaters on my eyeballs. See, those are the things you think are Tweek Monsters. There are no Tweek Monsters. She wriggled her fingers again. See, like a line from a Tennessee Williams play, overheated and then aborted. Cat high on dope and staggering on a hot tin roof. She was trying to get me to come down from the roof, with tender cooling towels to my extremities. I remember these details now, several years later, but at the time it was too intense to chronicle. I said, chronic, ha, they will pay for their high crimes. Put me in charge. I had to ascertain for myself. Caution was my byword, hence the tutor. The Times were diluted, the LA Times at the very least. Time was slowing down and stretching apart like some weird taffy. I was beginning to think the Elvis and JFK conspiracy theorists might have a point. Hail Satan, do not run, we are your friends. Time was running out, and I had deadlines to meet. Damn it, deadlines, commitments, the usual. And this has not changed. I'm terrible at math, but it's 2024 now. It's nearly a quarter century. Time was running out, and I had deadlines to meet. Damn it, deadlines, commitments, the usual. I checked the fridge to make sure there were plenty of cold cactus brews. The ridge of the western horizon was burning with a pale yellow natural light. He went down with a strange blur, Your Honor, his face magnifying and fading away like a mutant bug on acid under a microscope, playing mind tricks with the lab tech. I couldn't help him any more. The times were jagged, rough-edged. I was paying child support for my alienated inner child. I was addled. It was rough. Fate, karma, whatever label you wrap around it, still the power of 3 times 3. We have to be careful considering his condition. The prisoner is highly contagious, unstable, and likely to fall into the cold sweat without warning. Tears will roll down his face as his spinal cord does a final twitching danse macabre. I was beginning to break the spell that T had set on me, flailing away with psychoanalysis, poorly understood tarot cards, a dangerously large library of books on chaos magic in theory and practice. And yes, let's face it, there was some good chronic in there to boot, something called Blueberry Hill. It was a fruity bud. But Googly Poo was not there, and that was bad. The important thing to remember is it's the drugs that make us look at the world this way. The world is not necessarily this way. We make it better, augment it in some way. We tweak it, hence the term. It's when you start to see luminescent mannequins beaming at you out of the corner of your eyes through a near-lethal dose of belladonna that you realize something has gone dangerously wrong. But that was not my story to tell. Not yet. Back to the Tweek Monsters. You see, T once asked me if I'd ever seen Tweek Monsters. I assumed she was joking, then concluded she was talking about an experience she had actually had, at which point my cerebellum did a kind of backflip. What's going on here, guys? In that whiny Mr. Van Driesen voice from Beavis and Butthead. Tweek Monsters, according to She Who Knew, were those awful things that pop up out of nowhere when you're withdrawing from crank. I thought of it in more arcane Lovecraftian terms, Tweek Monsters being these literal multi-tentacled creatures with bad breath and a soundtrack by Charlie Band. What is it about B-movies that we love so much? Note to self. Stop interrupting already complicated narrative with deliberate rambling. Tweek Monsters were amusing, chimerical chemical creatures who, while not doing harm, do no good either. Withdrawal. Real, pungent, viscous sweat, flop sweat. The kind that adheres you to the backseat of Buicks you once used to transport kicks. You thought you were a magic spell, a secret incantation, tossed at the Bakersfield police like a handful of pixie dust. You spunged by them, danced a floppy disk dance with your magical green eyeballs, and sucked the spunk right out of the goopy donut-sized nads. Liquid oozed from their eyeballs in jellied frenzy before the moths attacked. He was raving, officer. Honest engine. Nothing stuck to you. Cars in which you traveled allowed cranksters to pass unharmed, as if in possession of the power field supreme. As if by your magic prowess, somehow you had made the car invisible. You watched the police pass by in liquid chrome streaks, or like papier-mâché puppet heads, something out of T.S. Eliot in a full-on postmodernist cyber fist-fuck competition with Edgar Rice Burroughs and William Gibson. Cyber wars, robot wars, clone wars, interchanging personalities, stacking up disposable selves like warehouses full of old silverware. Come on, kid, let's get cracking, don't be late. Like they were chrome-plated robots moving in unison, the rest of their bodies nowhere to be seen. Maintaining a flexible narrative is a perilous enterprise, but not impossible. It wavers on the edge of incoherence. All the time. Whoops, there it goes, but this was the new science fiction. Chaos and clarity, all in one. Postmodernism, alternative reality. Bruce Sterling, William Gibson, John Shirley, William S. Burroughs. Lateral grooves moving in unison. Ancient grim reapers swinging sides by the road like some demented chain gang from hell. Gay boys copulating under the African sun. No, damn you, Uncle Bill, I won't have you using me as a host again. Rambling. The formula couldn't restore him. Doc, let's use a bigger needle next time. H.P. Lovecraft is fondling his own moldy corpse in a cemetery in Rhode Island. The origins were perilously confused and twisted beyond repair. He pondered the use of the beer. It was a long shot, but deeply refreshing, according to the good people in Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. Sacred birthplace of old Uncle Bill. That they should lend their name to the beer called tequiza, but that was for deeper minds to contemplate. He could just feel the cold suds tipping over his lips and down his throat, filling him with that enhanced feeling of oneness with nature. He realized with a jolt of sheer terror that the bud supply was limited. This thought, um, this thought scared him sober for a second. And stopped him dead in his tracks. But he could always regroup. In this very way, though, utilizing the rude technology of the time, Ernest Hemingway wrote masterpieces like The Sun Also Rises. And I have to stop this video because I have my writing workshop with my through T. John Sisson. I'm going to just give you a couple more paragraphs. Yeah, I know, a long time passed. We all grew up and got jobs. You know what? I shed some light on the situation, right? There we go. Or so the man would have you believe. That was the 90s. This is the OOs. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm fucking talking about. Hysterical. The author grabs the phone, calls headquarters in New York, asks what his next move should be. They're deranged, Captain. Pitch them overboard. He was not a worthy citizen. He was somehow damaged beyond repair. Back to Bakersfield in Texas, T. The cops were inflatable sex toys or your dad or a combination of both. At any rate, you didn't take them seriously. Your dad worked in a prison. He was a member of the armed forces. He was establishment. You were frequently high. Your mother cleaved unto Jesus and raved about doors to other dimensions like some bad episode of The Twilight Zone set in Tweaker Hell. Plus, your mom chain smoked. No wonder you're so damn hyper. It's a knitting of chemicals onto neuroreceptors, and once that load is dumped, not to put too clever a phrase on it, you're either smoked or wired for action. In this case, you were toast with a good heart until you smoked your heart with speed. So let's see if our sex got too rough it might kill you. Just checking. The road to necrophilia is paved with such happy accidents, but I was not there yet.